Hello, everybody. We're here with a huge bug today to talk about some of the questions we've been getting. Lots of questions. Most of them have to do with why we built the huge bug. Um, my father and I both like building things and build things all the time. Like to build things that are different and unique. And as far as cars go these days, if we go to a car show, we like to kind of show up and be the only one there with the particular kind of vehicle. So building this kind of made that happen. We won't see any other 40% larger Volkswagens showing up at any shows in any time in the near future. So we kind of did it because we can, and we enjoy building things. And this car makes people smile. It's so big. It sticks out, and people in everybody's family, there's always a Volkswagen story about my dad had one, I drove one to school, my uncle had one. So it's one of those kind of cars that when we decided to build it, it was a given that we would do it this Volkswagen. Other questions have to do with, is it really 40% bigger? If you've seen it in person, you definitely have been able to tell that it's 40% bigger. Everything on the stock Volkswagen convertible, we scanned it with a digital scanner and then blew up all that data to 40% larger and then made templates so we could check to make sure that we built this 40% bigger. So it's as close to 40% bigger as we could do, but definitely 40% bigger. Some of the questions have been kind of funny about the drivetrain, about how we power the Volkswagen. It's a one-of-a-kind vehicle, so building a specific one-of-a-kind engine and transmission and brakes and everything that you would need for suspension and to power the thing for a one-off vehicle, it was already expensive and time-consuming enough just to build all the body and structure and interior and top mechanism, and there's over 3,000 parts here that were made specifically for this car. So building an internal combustion engine that was a four-cylinder, air-cooled pancake four like a Volkswagen had with a transaxle and brakes and all that would have been just astronomical. And there's only one of them. So the authenticity of it being everything 40% bigger, some of it's lost on the drivetrain. But other than that, it appears everything that is size-wise and shape, it's 40% bigger Volkswagen. We did power it with a Dodge Hemi V8 with an automatic overdrive transmission. It has four-wheel disc brakes. It has air assist airbags in the rear because it can handle so big of a load just like a truck. We can put 10 people inside of it. So we had to be able to kind of adjust the rear suspension to hold the extra load, make it ride well when we only had 2 people in it, but be able to put 10 in it and drive well without it bottoming out and scraping on the ground or things like that. So it has basically a truck chassis that we widened slightly and altered the wheelbase slightly to fit that 40% to get our drive line underneath it and make it fit in scale. So with that, let's go look inside. Okay, so we're inside the huge bug, and as you can see, looking at me, this is a giant steering wheel, giant seats. I can slide around in here. I can fit 5 people in the back if I need to. This is quite a monster inside. Drives like a brand new car, power everything, power seats, power windows. It's a fun car to drive. So I want to show you a part that we did and how we went about making some of the parts for this. We're going to talk about the hubcaps. It didn't make a Volkswagen hubcap as big as we needed. We needed 40% bigger. So we started off with aluminum, and we we hydroformed a big dish so that we got our shape. This was done in a press, and we literally pressed this in and formed this big bulge to get the shape of the hubcap. Then we trimmed those out and polished them up and chrome plated them. And we engraved the VW logo into the front. I'm sure it's hard with chrome, but the VW logo is engraved. On the back side, we added a big ring in here, welded that in, and then put studs on it. They're so heavy and expensive. We didn't want to lose any of them driving around, so they're bolted on so that you can't just walk up and grab them and run with them. They're a little bit too valuable for that. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for this episode of The Huge Bug. Like us, share, subscribe to the Wicked Concepts, and we'll keep doing this periodically as we get more questions. Ask questions. I'll do what I can to do another video real soon to answer all your questions. Thanks.